Also, what he did to Colin was absolutely wrong.
Selfish.
But I know for sure, that Rock Nation was seeding negative stories about Colin Kaepernick during the time that he was really in traction with Jay-Z. For sure. This is after the Rock Nation NFL deal has been announced.
What was expected to be a defining moment for Jay-Z at Yankee Stadium quickly turned into a headline-making setback. Instead of showing strength, the freestyle sparked intense public attention, with fans and the wider culture watching every moment unfold in real time. Here's what happened. Jay-Z used the Yankee Stadium freestyle to respond to critics on social media who accused him of putting business interests ahead of loyalty to the Black community. But instead of focusing on evidence to support his position, he shifted the spotlight toward Colin Kaepernick. That unexpected move immediately grabbed attention and became one of the biggest talking points surrounding the performance. The reaction didn't fade with time. Years later, discussions about the moment continue, with some critics arguing that the controversy became closely tied to Jay-Z's public image. Online, people quickly shared their opinions, and the debate spread within hours. The online response escalated fast. Screenshots spread across social media, quote posts piled up, and much of the reaction was critical of Jay-Z. Many commentators argued that his response created even more debate than the original criticism, turning the situation into an even bigger story. To understand how the conversation reached this point, it's important to look back. The 30th anniversary of Reasonable Doubt marked Jay-Z's return to the spotlight after a long period of keeping a low profile. During his headline appearance at the Roots picnic, he said he wasn't interested in rap feuds, but parts of his performance were widely interpreted as taking aim at Drake and Nicki Minaj, quickly setting off another wave of discussion. But the story didn't stop there. Another major flashpoint came when Jay-Z addressed attorney Tony Busby, who filed a federal lawsuit on behalf of a Jane Doe making allegations against both Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs. Jay-Z has denied the allegations, and he continued to publicly criticize the lawsuit long after it was filed, bringing it up again during a live performance. That kept the legal dispute firmly in the public conversation. For many observers, the repeated references suggested the issue was still weighing heavily on him. Questions about his motivations continued to grow, and attention soon shifted to Yankee Stadium during the Reasonable Doubt 30th anniversary celebration. There, Jay-Z used his freestyle to answer critics who accused him of profiting from the community, with much of the discussion centered on his partnership with the NFL and the backlash that followed. During the performance, Jay-Z said he doesn't make decisions based on pressure from social media and argued that he couldn't be influenced by online criticism. He also questioned what he viewed as inconsistent reactions, asking why some people criticized his business partnerships while continuing to support major technology platforms through their everyday use.
The check, I ain't even mad at it. But along with that check, gotta sign a non-disparagement. I'm the one they can't control. Y'all better be glad as hell. Yeah. I'm the one they can't control. You better be glad it's him. $500 million back in the community. That's just good math for him.
The discussion took another turn when he brought Colin Kaepernick into the conversation, suggesting that Kaepernick had accepted money connected to the NFL and agreed to a non-disparagement clause. Those remarks quickly became one of the most debated parts of the freestyle, drawing immediate attention online and reigniting an already heated discussion. Jay-Z went on to say he didn't fault Colin Kaepernick for accepting a large financial settlement, describing the amount as significant. He then contrasted that with his own record, arguing that he had never sold out, claiming he had reinvested hundreds of millions into the community and suggesting his contributions spoke for themselves. Those comments quickly became another focal point of the debate. Critics questioned why the comparison was being made in the first place, arguing that no one had been asking for a public response or for the freestyle to revisit the controversy. The discussion only grew louder from there. Some critics argued that the renewed public response appeared to be driven by Jay-Z's desire to address growing criticism rather than let the debate fade. As conversations spread across social media, many viewed his comments as a sign that the backlash was becoming difficult to ignore. Instead of quieting the controversy, the response added fresh momentum to an already intense public discussion. Nessa, who has long been closely associated with Colin Kaepernick's activism, was among those who publicly challenged Jay-Z's comments. Critics pointed to the shift that followed Jay-Z's partnership with the NFL, arguing that his public message changed from supporting player protests to placing greater emphasis on ownership and long-term economic opportunities. That change became a major point of debate, with supporters calling it a strategic evolution, while critics viewed it as a significant change in direction. The disagreement quickly added another layer to an already heated public conversation. As the debate continued, renewed attention focused on Jay-Z's comments about Colin Kaepernick and the NFL settlement. Jay-Z suggested that Kaepernick accepted NFL money and agreed to a non-disparagement clause, but those remarks were quickly challenged by commentators and fact-checkers, who argued that the public record does not clearly support that characterization.
Nah, Jay-Z, that freestyle wasn't it, bro. That wasn't the one, bro. Just stop it. Now the Roots Picnic freestyle was that was better than this one. But this one, I'm starting to see what you're doing.
Publicly available court records show that Kaepernick filed a grievance against the NFL, alleging team owners had colluded to keep him out of the league following his protests. The dispute was later resolved through a confidential settlement. Because many of the settlement's terms remain private, Jay-Z's claims became another major source of public debate and scrutiny. The discussion didn't end there. Many commentators disputed the claim that Colin Kaepernick was prevented from speaking publicly after reaching a settlement with the NFL. Kaepernick has continued to comment on NFL teams and his playing career since the case was resolved, leading critics to question how Jay-Z's remarks match the publicly available record. Because the settlement remains confidential, some details have never been fully disclosed, which has kept the debate alive. At the same time, supporters highlighted Kaepernick's continued community involvement, pointing to efforts such as helping the Nolan Wells family fund an independent autopsy as an example of using his platform to support causes beyond football. Those actions became part of the wider conversation surrounding his public image.
You starting to notice that, because you brought up Twitter activists, you starting to notice that people ain't receiving you like they once received you, and you can't pay radio programs and certain shit to manipulate the masses.
Meanwhile, Jay-Z's partnership with the NFL continues to divide opinion. Supporters view the deal as an opportunity to create long-term impact through business and entertainment, while critics argue it came at a sensitive moment following Kaepernick's protests. Reports and public commentary have also raised questions about how the relationship developed, although claims about efforts to influence media coverage remain disputed and have not been conclusively established. Another chapter frequently raised by critics involves the Barclays Center development in Brooklyn. Jay-Z strongly supported the project, but opponents argued that it accelerated gentrification in parts of Fort Greene and nearby neighborhoods, with some longtime residents saying rising housing costs and redevelopment forced families to leave. For those affected, the issue remains a lasting part of the conversation whenever Jay-Z's name comes up. Images of Jay-Z attending the arena's opening alongside public officials are often revisited by critics, who argue the project benefited major investors more than the communities that had lived there for decades. His past partnership with Target has also resurfaced in these discussions, with some commentators questioning whether his corporate relationships aligned with the community-focused message he has promoted over the years. Supporters, however, argue that these partnerships created opportunities and broader economic impact. Even so, the debate over Jay-Z's business decisions has continued to shape public opinion. As comparisons involving other high-profile figures entered the conversation, Jay-Z addressed the speculation in a GQ interview, making it clear he rejected attempts to link his name to unrelated controversies. That response only added another headline to an already closely watched public debate. Critics argue that the current backlash didn't appear out of nowhere. Instead, they point to years of public business decisions and high-profile partnerships, saying those choices shaped how many people now view Jay-Z. As a result, some believe his recent freestyle has reignited long-running debates rather than settled them. The reaction has also exposed a wider divide in public opinion. While many fans defended Jay-Z's approach as a calculated business strategy, others argued that financial success should not shield public figures from criticism or tough questions. The discussion has expanded beyond one performance, becoming part of a broader conversation about influence, accountability, and leadership within the community. As that debate continues, one point stands out. Every time controversy surrounds Jay-Z, the spotlight returns to the same questions about his legacy, his business decisions, and the balance between commercial success and public responsibility. Those issues remain at the center of the story, keeping the conversation alive across social media and beyond. As the debate continues, one thing is becoming increasingly clear. Every new response from Jay-Z brings renewed attention to old controversies, with supporters highlighting his achievements and critics pointing back to his past decisions. Rather than ending the discussion, each statement seems to spark another round of questions about his legacy and the choices that shaped it. Whether Jay-Z can reshape public opinion remains to be seen. What is certain is that the conversation surrounding his business partnerships, public statements, and influence isn't fading anytime soon. As more people revisit the facts and share their own views, the story continues to evolve, making this one of the biggest talking points in hip-hop today. What do you think? Has Jay-Z been unfairly criticized, or do his past decisions justify the ongoing scrutiny? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with anyone following this story. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.